Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Kharak Cup 6. We got another game from round 1 of the qualifier section. And you may be saying to yourself, wasn't round 1 supposed to be played on Gaussian territories? Yeah, but it wasn't, I guess. I don't know, I don't think it's really that much of an issue, but it shouldn't have happened this way, so... You know, that can be noted for next time. The way we do these tournaments, we have an RNG pick what map we're going to play on. And I'll announce that in the Discord server so everyone should know, okay, map 1 is Gaussian territories, map 2 is whatever, you know. That way we can avoid this kind of thing in the future, but it's not a big deal. I say it's okay. And I'm the tournament referee, so what you gonna do? Get out of my face. Now, up here in the north we have Sparrow. Playing as the Coalition, mind you. Now, Sparrow was like the most prolific two production cruiser rusher in the game, like ever. But he played Coalition in that one game I made, you know, the Return of Sparrow, remember that? Where he got super dramatic about everything. I still am, like, out of my mind that he's back in the game. By the way, going on to 6 on CUs, that's really heavy on CUs. I wonder what his plan is. But he's playing his Coalition. He played his Coalition in that video that I made as well. I don't know, maybe this is like his main now. We'll have to see in this tournament, but it'll be interesting to see how things have changed in that regard. YoloSwaggins definitely not the favorite in this match, but he's not a terrible player himself. He could win this. I would favor Sparrow being more experienced player, and also just well, I mean, he's Korean, so you know, what are you gonna do? Probe here, gonna find out how many are on RUs, how many are on CUs. It looked like it was just 4 on CUs, 2 on RUs start for him, based on the number that's gone here. That's what Sparrow's gonna be looking at. This probe here, checking for like a sneaky base runner play actually, maybe because YoloSwaggins is doing it himself, so he figured Sparrow will. But Sparrow's kind of part of that older core of players who didn't really do stuff like this. So I don't imagine he's gonna try a turret rush, but I don't know, I could be wrong. He is moving out into the middle, but it doesn't look like he plans to really go over here. Or at least try anything sneaky on the second. If you do that, you usually do things the way YoloSwaggins is doing it, but he's gonna scout it actually with his LAVs. And he went 4 on CUs. That tells me he's probably going for some kind of like LAV spam or something like that. So we'll have to see. And we know Sparrow is an aggressive player. We know that's his style. That's how he likes to do things. So I would not be surprised to see him go for some kind of redonk, you know, opening. LAV's catching this base runner here, and it's going to try to put down a turret immediately. Is Sparrow going to try to fight it, or is he just going to run? He's going to try to fight it here. I don't think he can, though. And especially, yeah, with these LAVs coming in on the side. So this is going to be pretty bad for Sparrow, but he did manage to get the turret set up there instead of there, which is good for him. So, I mean, he lost 300 CUs there. His opponent essentially lost 250. So, that's okay for Sparrow, but he is going to be a little peeved at the fact that his military count is lower now. And, indeed, YoloSwaggins already expanding to his second, which is excellent play right there, in my opinion. Sparrow would like, I would assume, to get rid of this turret, but that's going to be difficult. He does have quite a number of LAVs, though. If there's a dune here, it doesn't really look like there's a dune here. He maybe would be able to hide behind there. But he's just going to rush straight into it, so he's going to take the turret out, and I guess he knows he can take this fight here as well, so... these 3 LAVs going to be repulsed. YOLO is going to try to grab this artifact here, which is the closer one to Sparrow's extraction zone. I like that move if you feel like you're not going to have field control, which is probably the case if he's going for this kind of eco opening. Can get quite a lot of LAVs though, so it does seem like he wants to fight it there. He's going to make get AAV fabrication, so that's the natural move if your opponent has lots of LAVs on the field. Nothing particularly spectacular just yet. But this base runner will fall. And so I'm wondering who this gives the advantage in the opener to, because YOLO gonna have that AAV fabrication by the time I would think these LAVs can really... Oh, maybe actually he's a little late. Yeah, so he might be in a bit of trouble here, but he's getting one of the upgrades for the armor to help him in this defense that he's gonna have to do here. He will not have an artifact though, whereas Sparrow will. That puts YoloSwaggins in a bit of a tough spot perhaps. AAV fabrication finishing in about 5 seconds here, but... And the armor just finished after that fight took place, which is a little unfortunate for him. And it looks like Sparrow already has the boost ability, and he's just going heavy on these LAVs. Look how many he's up to now. I don't even know how many this is. It's a lot. Oh, that's helpful. Just trust me, it's quite a lot of them. Like 14, I think. This fight underneath the support cruiser will be better for YoloSwaggins, but still tricky. He needs to start making ABs. Yeah, there you go. Gonna lose any salvagers? Doesn't look like it. So he's kind of held things off pretty well, I would say. Sparrow definitely getting scared off by the carrier. I'm not sure why. I think he actually could have stayed underneath there because there's only power 1 in this carrier. Like, he doesn't even have the first reserve researched. But maybe he saw the AAV tech had popped up, and so he just decided he didn't want to fight it. I guess it's a good question. There's so many LAVs though. This is crazy. So he's teched into railguns after this, and he's gonna make those. Good choice, obviously, for the AAVs. And I don't think this is gonna be a transition that's fast enough to like catch YOLO off guard and like win the game right here. But he will deny YOLO the field control, and if YOLO chooses to move out with these AAVs, it'll be a big mistake, and he may lose quite a lot. Moving out to here is fine, I guess, but any further than that, and these railguns are really gonna start hitting home. LAV's kind of trying to find a window in here. I like this. Not giving up the position just because there are AAVs. He's trying to stay active on the field. It's excellent play, of course. Wouldn't expect anything less from Sparrow, honestly. This probe gets taken out. It's a little unfortunate for him. There are 2 AAVs here, though, so he'll be fine. But, yeah, and the smoke comes down. Excellent smoke. So Sparrow's going to see that he's going to leave. Only take, you know, minimal losses here, but it looks like actually he wants to dive further in, so... It could be, oh, he takes out a logistics module, that's good damage. It could be he thinks he's just gonna outlive the smokes here, and honestly he might be right. If more AVs are coming though, this is probably gonna be okay for YoloSwaggins, and it was a bold move by Sparrow. He may be paying for this now, as there's AAVs everywhere. And this carrier, not actually powered up, that's a little unfortunate, but getting powered up just now. But there are AAVs everywhere. They're definitely going to capitalize. And so a lot of these LAVs are going to go down here. That's actually quite a risky move Sparrow took, and you can see that did not pay off. Look at the CUs lost over there. He got good damage on the support cruiser. These things don't heal. So he's not like out of the game or something like that, but I definitely don't favor his position anymore. Getting fighter and gunship fabrication, I can see that. I think that would be a fine choice. If you want to get that support cruiser snipe, and also they're going to just help you in general. Getting to lose logistics modules here, and he'll be able to hold off with his carrier. He's not going to get killed outright over here. But the fact that these LAVs are here is holding him off of his second base for even longer. And I mean, isn't it just like Sparrow to go for 1 base plays? That's what he always did as Galzian. He's doing it again as Coalition, which is kind of strange to see. I think he should power up the weapons here, by the way. The weapons and the healing. Because if the LAVs are close, you want to have like the rockets firing at them. But I was going to say these LAVs can't push in, but it looks like they really have. You got to power up the weapons, my friend. I think he needs to. And these AAVs are coming in as well. There's no there's no railguns anymore. And YoloSwaggins moving up to 3 bases here. So this is incredible. I think YoloSwaggins is going to win this. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that so early, but he's definitely in a dominant position. Salvager's beginning to go down now. More LAVs getting taken out. It looks like this attack finally being repulsed, but right along, you know, at the same time is going to come in these AAVs. Sparrow really scrambling now. Gonna launch the strike fighters immediately. I like that because he needs this. Looks like he's gonna go after those AAVs, and again, I think that's again the right choice. With the healing on the carrier there, his LAV blob is quite dangerous. So, are any salvagers gonna go down at this point? You can see him getting hit, but I don't think he's gonna go down. The healing is just a little too good on the carrier there. AAVs are in the field, but there are 4 strike fighters in the air. That should clean this up. The reason that YOLO is in a dominant position is not because he's going to end the game right now. I think Sparrow defends. I think he holds this. Although this guy getting a lot of damage. Oh dear. He's going to lose more salvagers. This is really bad. But the real problem here is that YoloSwaggins is on 3 bases, which is well, 3 more than Sparrow right now. And so basically whatever he could go for battlecruiser drops. I don't even care. Like anything he goes for at this point is going to be effective. Support cruiser anti-air, good choice. why not, you know what I mean? Just like, you know your opponent has air, just get anti-air. Not gonna have to worry about any salvager pickoffs or anything like that. And he's in a very dominant position now. So what made him win that fight? What exactly happened? I do notice he has upgrades for his LAVs, 1 damage, 2 armor, which is significant. I also notice he, I mean, Sparrow didn't power up the weapons when those LAVs were running by, allowed the railguns to get taken out. I think that was a big factor. If the power had been 1 range, 1 weapon, 1 healing, then that would have been a lot more scary for those LAVs to poke into. And I think that Sparrow would have been okay that way. I think really it was the attempted backstab, because it was kind of like a good move, but it did not work as we saw. Oh, you don't want to go in here. The Sport Cruiser anti-air and an anti-air turret post. Oh man. So YoloSwaggins definitely knows. Oh no! Don't go in there again. He's coming for a second pass. He's gonna lose strike fighters now. He actually got out free, you noticed, but kind of threw that away and lost 2 strike fighters there. Got damage on the Sport Cruiser, but that's not very significant, I don't think. You're not going to be able to push in there unless you have tactical bombers, really. All he got then, really, was just the anti-air turret post. That's not going to matter too much. I like how YoloSwaggins had an anti-air turret post there. Oh, and there's Sport Cruisers here, too. Not going to hit him, though. He's not going to get hit by that. I'm always so afraid with air. I would always be docking these two, but it's probably wise not to. He can still get damage on them if he's careful. But YoloSwaggins coming in for just like a game-ending push right here. Interestingly, without railguns, though, which I think is a little risky, but to each his own. It may work for him. But the big reason this is going to be effective, I think, is because he has Power Reserve 4 on the way. Whole bunch of LAVs are going to come in here again, and I feel like we've seen this before. There's a gunship now for Sparrow. Yes! That's actually a good gunship play, because it'll do real well against these LAVs right here. As Magpie would say. Except it's not actually shooting at all. Gunships, man. I always want them to do better, but... But yeah, for those of you who haven't seen a gunship before, which I think could be some of you, it just does a lot of AoE damage, so it's really good against strikecraft like this. Oh, but it needs to dock now. Sport Cruiser's in the hood. Hit the D button! Hit the D button! Dock, dock, dock! Dock! Oh, he could have saved it, but it went down. But, you know, here's friendly Mr. Carrier. Now, if you saw my video with Garmulator, you'll know, just making railguns at the same time as a push like this is happening is, like, surprisingly effective. So, I'm kind of worried that YOLO doesn't have anything to back this up. But with Power Reserve 5 and the cruise missile going to be coming in before this fight is over, he may just be fine. Sparrow's power distribution just seems really odd, though. You know, I'm never quite sure like why he's putting 2 in range and stuff like that without needing weapons. Anything else going on here? Well, he's gonna get another artifact out. These LAVs are trying to run by and get to the railguns there. But yeah, it really looks like YoloSwaggins is gonna have this. He can just back away now. Stay out of range of the carrier, you know, why not? Just be annoying. But also he can nuke the carrier. Once it gets down to about half health, and that's just going to be GG by the nuke. So, yep, Sparrow seems to know this. He's going to resign. What a game, man. YoloSwaggins beats Sparrow in round 1 of the qualifier. Now, that was very unexpected. But, you know, Sparrow kind of out of practice, hasn't played for a long time, and not used to the new meta. So I guess I can see why this happened, but still, I'm quite surprised. And that was not even a particularly long game either, just like 15 minutes. So, well done to YoloSwaggins, I gotta say. His economic play was like spot on. He was on time with those AAVs. I really felt like that was pretty convincing play from him. So, good show, chap.